Today we're going to look at configuring the QoS priority control for the Buffalo Airstation WZR 1750 DHP as well as the WZR 1166 routers. First thing you want to do is go to the admin interface of your router. So if you want to navigate to the IP address in the browser, and then the default username is admin, default password is password. You'll notice at the bottom left of your tile sets will have the QoS area, so we'll just click on that one. What we're going to do is select video, and you can select apply. And what this is going to do is if you have 5 computers in the house, or even just using your only one computer, and you're to start downloading a bunch of files, but you go to YouTube or Netflix and you decide you want to watch a video, it's going to limit the downloads, and you'll notice here it's going to slim down what my download bandwidth usage can be, but it's going to keep as much video bandwidth as it can, so that way the video takes control. So what you can do, you could also do it for gaming. So if you were to select gaming, maybe you have your FPS games or an MMO or something that's you want all of the bandwidth you can get for it, so that way there's less issues, then you would select gaming. It's going to make sure that it gets all control, so that way if somebody started browsing or downloading files, it'll make sure it has enough for gaming to keep what it's going to do and give the leftovers to download. You also have voice, which is going to be things such as Skype or Google Chat or FaceTime. And then we can also set custom, apply to that one. Custom is going to be a policy that we have to go set in the advanced settings. So this is just going to select whatever the custom policy currently is to use that. To set the custom policy, we click on the gears, which are at the top right, and then you'll notice here it's got the priority control QoS settings. This area, if you're using the AdBlock or AdBlock Plus add-ins for Chrome or Firefox, we have seen it have an issue where it just shows up as all white, and so your options don't look like they're present. If you whitelist this page, which in AdBlock you can click the little AdBlock icon and uncheck the box to block this page, then refresh the page, it'll then load all these settings for you. Now what we want to do here is we're going to be manually setting our settings. You'll see here we have ultra premium, 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 with lower latency, and above average, standard, and junk. And what this means is, let's say we set our download to junk. It doesn't mean that download is always going to be bad. However, if you're downloading files and then somebody decides to go gaming or watching a video or something of that nature, then it's going to try to give as much bandwidth for the other services, and it's always going to just limit the downloads to whatever the leftovers are of everything else. So you kind of want to set these to, hey, if I make a conference call, odds are I want that to be the highest thing. I want to make sure I have enough for the conference call. Conference calls don't take up too much bandwidth, so in that setting it's not really going to affect too much of your other services, but we want to make sure that if somebody's watching a video, that my conference call doesn't suffer just because they're watching a video. So we might set that to a premium, but keep this ultra premium, make sure all my gaming is proper, and then we can kind of lower the settings down. And browsing, it's not really going to need too much, just whatever's available and download. So once these settings are set in this way, then I'm going to select enable for this and apply, which is at the bottom right. So this is now going to prioritize my settings custom based on what I have. One of the things that you can do is you can go into your devices area and take a look to find out what is actually using the bandwidth. So if you were to go into your devices, we'll notice here we're going to select, we'll see my PC, and you'll notice the one that you're administering your router on will have the green icon. So I am going to go to YouTube and we'll take a look at a video, and I'm going to use up a bunch of bandwidth. I'm going to load it 1080p, and then you can select the second icon, which will now show throughput. So you'll see I'm downloading, I'm using about 8.3 megabits of my bandwidth. There's another one. So it's just going to show you about a 3-second average of how much is getting used for whatever you're doing. So pulling down a YouTube video is it's gonna buffer a bunch, and then it's going to settle down a little bit, and then it's going to keep a continuous stream going. So we'll see here how much bandwidth we're using, and if I were to close this window, and that's all you have to do for QoS. So once you have that set, you can let it go. If there's anything else, let us know in the comments.